Hello and welcome to this Your PMO video tour. In this session we're going to be having a look at the example project which is provided for you when you first log into the system. So here we are, we have no portfolio set up yet, so I'm in All Projects and Example Project. That project is now selected. I can see the property information for it here. This project is provided for you with some setup examples of risk and issue registers and plans, etc. benefits. So we see a lot of the properties are already populated here. If I want to go and open my project, I can just use the open selected project here, or I can go off and start working immediately using the items from the menu. And we can see this project selected because it's listed here for us in the portfolio and project choice. So coming to my Explorer, I can see the process navigation. This is obviously different in the Windows application. We'll have a little look at that in a minute. And I can work my way down through the content here. I can see that my project mandate document, it is more typical of how it would be in a project once it's up and running, where we don't just have the template for project mandate as we've got here, but I've also got some other notes and things that have been collected in association with what's going on. They've been added to here as additional files. The files that I do have here have been I've got some proper data in them. So if we wanted to go and have a look at, for example, the benefits register here, I can select it and then use the view option here. If I was going to make some changes to it, I'd use checkout, of course, but here we'll just view that. And here is my benefits register, already filled in with some example benefits because this is an example project. Obviously when you open it from a normal project it'll be empty. We've got some diagrams here created for us based on the data, etc. So just a normal sort of file, how it would look with some content in. Obviously as we work our way through the processes we'll see more and more information opening up for us of different types that are feeding again the reporting system, and we've got in here plans and risks and issues. And in fact this project is set up with two different plans, a planner file and a Microsoft project example, and you'll be able to see the data for both coming through, even though you won't necessarily, I mean, you may have a license for Microsoft Project, but not necessarily, but just adding the file and setting it up in the reporting will enable that data to be brought through. So obviously we can work on our files in here. The data, like I say, is being manipulated for us into the database, and we can go and have a look at that. So if I go and look at tasks here, it'll bring me in straight away to look at the project tasks in a default view. And here they are. I've got two different plans in this project as mentioned, one which is running from Planner and one which is running from Microsoft Project. And you will see the same thing when you look at your example project, look in the same arrangement, and you'll be able to, if you wanted to, see all the detail for those, and obviously use views to go and look at something different like overdue tasks or things of that type. If you wanted to edit the content here, now from the browser you can edit this the planner file content, but not the Microsoft Project content, because we have our own mechanism built in for editing our own planner type files, but Microsoft Project you would need to edit using a Microsoft Project app. But from here I could pick my schedule and work on that. The same thing applies to risks and issues and resources, of course, all also combined together for us from the data. As we can see in resources, we've obviously got two different blocks from two different plans. Risks and issues will be the same. When it comes to reporting, we can go and produce some new reports if we want, either project reports. If we had a portfolio created with other projects in, we could include this in a portfolio report as well. We can look at the report library, and in the report library you'll find that there is an existing report provided in this project, which is here, and this is a dashboard type report. And so we have a dashboard poster type report for this project, and you'll get the same thing yourself if you want to produce that using on your project using the dashboard here. So if we come to dashboard, and what we're interested in is 2015 poster to browser, that will give you exactly that same report here, but in the reports saved reports it's been a published saved one that's used that you can refer back to again and again if you want to. So here we have it running from the live project. So project so that you can get to grips with the system and see what it does and what feeds what and how all that's set up, etc. The setup of your data that's feeding in here is coming through here, project reporting info, so we can see where the data is coming from. As I mentioned, two different sources of tasks here, from two different files. Risks and issues coming from these ones, and this is the data that's coming through from spreadsheets. If you want to update the properties on this project, you can come to the properties form here. We can select system project properties, and we can then give our project a status and some descriptions and commentaries, etc., etc. Working our way through there, and that data will then feed in to join the rest of the information that we have on this project. So this is from the browser application. If we go and have a quick look in the Windows application, we'll see a fairly similar sort of arrangement. We've got our one project here, and here we can see the same sort of idea with process navigation, obviously taking us through to our files in the same way as we saw when we were looking at this in the browser interface. I've got here the navigation options for taking me to controls, etc., all built into the diagram. But it's essentially the same sort of idea. All the data is set up on this project so you can start working on it. If you want to add yourself a new project, then you obviously go off to the project menu and create new project. Exactly the same as we would have done on the browser, project menu, create new project. Okay, so that's a quick introduction to the example project. Go and explore it a bit further yourself, and then go and create some projects and get started. Thank you.